guru. Rob G, we got news that you can use, and I mean from this standpoint, because Rob is always Rob G perusing social media and people, and so Davante Adams
a little voyeurist.
did something that piqued a lot of people's interest. Rob G, what was that?
Davante Adams, current Raiders for now superstar wide receiver, got his LeBron James on Friday. I don't know if you guys saw this on his Instagram stories at Tay Adams. Decided, you know what? I know everyone thinks that I want to go to the Jets. I want to go with Aaron Rodgers. I know they heard I want to go with Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. But let me do this for you. I'm going to post a picture of Edgar Allan Poe. No caption, no comment, nothing. Those of you who don't know, Edgar Allan Poe, his most famous poem, The Raven.
Yes.
Got people thinking, oh, you know what? Davante wants to go to Baltimore. That lasted all about 30 minutes. And then he puts another Instagram post saying, believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. Signed, Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this.
Tell me.
If he does go to the Baltimore Ravens and they somehow, some way make that work, they're going to win the Super Bowl. That to me would put them totally over the top. They already added Derrick Henry. We already know what kind of defense we talk about all the time. They're 2-2, but they could be 4-0, right?
Yeah,
they could be 4-0. And if you were to add Davante Adams to already an offense where you don't know what to do, is Derrick Henry going to run the ball straight? Is Lamar Jackson going to head left or right or zigzag? Okay, now Davante Adams out there too as a target. Like, what do you do? We already know their defense is good enough to win a Super Bowl. Their offense last year, when they won 13 games and should have gone to the Super Bowl last year, right, last year, I do believe that he would be like a missing piece that would elevate that offense even more. I don't know how you would defend those three offensive players.
What's scary about this is there's a handful of teams. Now, if you listen to all reports, most teams believe, most executives anonymously say they believe he'll end up with the Jets, reuniting with Aaron Rodgers. But there are some outliers. And him posting to Edgar Allan Poe, the Raven, going to Baltimore as well. Listen, that's scary. You remember, you'll be proud of me, Rob.
And I thought he also put a picture of himself eating a crab cake, right?
No, well, shout out to crab cakes. That's why I just told you need to get some crab cakes in your life, too. I'm tired of seeing wings and ribs.
But they don't sell crab cakes at Ralph's, so that's the issue.
You're right, and you shouldn't eat a crab cake from Ralph's even if they did, okay?
But that chicken and the rib, $5. You can't, a 4-piece chicken for $5.
But you make a lot of money.
Or the 4-bone ribs or 5-bone ribs for $5.
Rib. You got to go to a dude with arms. He got fat on his arms. He look big. He always sweating. That's who you want to get your ribs from.
No, because you're sweating onto the rib sauce.
I'm okay with that. We're going to fry that off in the grill. Now, let me get back to grilling this point as I was trying to make. You look at the Ravens. You'll be proud of me, Rob. Remember the group New Edition? And remember New Edition was already really good. It had a bunch of success in the mid and late 80s. And you know what else they did? They went out there and got one of the best singers available to them, and that was Johnny Gill. And that's how we get the greats like Can You Stand the Rain, right? The amazing songs when they added Johnny Gill, who would go on to have his own nice solo career. My point is, the Ravens are already good. You and I believe they're already the best team in football, even though the Kansas City Chiefs are 4-0, even though the Minnesota Vikings are 4-0. We both agree when it comes up to it, I trust the Ravens, or at least they look at their best unbeatable. Let me say it that way. If you add Davante Adams, a legit number one receiver, a legit deep threat or a big possession threat, an end zone, red zone threat, man, stop playing with them. Stop playing with the Ravens. And so the teams that are on the outside in, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, and I've heard a little bit of an inkling of the Washington Redskins, those are the scarier teams than the two that everybody believes will go to, the Jets or the Saints, to team up with one of his former quarterbacks. Johnny Gill going to the New Edition made a super group.
I don't know. I wasn't into the Johnny Gill New Edition. Really?
Can You Stand the Rain? Bro, that's like a perfect R&B song. Literally, it makes thugs cry.
But this is mine. I mean, there's only one. I don't know. I was going to say I was more into New Edition and then Belle Biv DeVoe. Like when
that was right when Johnny Gill came, and then they dropped Bo Bell Bill. That's when everybody went their separate ways. Right. He went solo. Ralph Transparent went solo. Belle Biv DeVoe with
Belle Biv DeVoe.
No, they had a run.
Poison.
That's
my song.
Listen, you want to get a wedding or a party started?
That was my divorce song right there, Poison.
So you trusted the big booty and a smile? Never trust a big butt and a smile.
Yeah, but that was my divorce song. When I got divorced, I got in the car, had the paper, I kissed it, and I put that song on.
Okay, we got to dissect this.
Okay.
What happened? Not necessarily happened. I don't want to go through what happened.
Nothing happened.
But why were you so excited?
No,
Most
I'm
people
not.
are broken. They're like, dang,
No. I was broken. I was heartbroken.
I don't believe you. You're smiling and you ain't. That's why you ain't been married since.
20 years and counting. I had my barbershop longer than I've been married. I told you that.
Yeah, it was a one and done. You were the definition, boy. You were a John Calipari. You were one and done. Rob G said, I'm out. That's it. Never again for me. No, but that absolutely is the Ravens. I mean, that's just a scary thought.
There's literally
I
don't know if
nothing
they
you
can do it or not, or what the situation is.
Yeah, the money is weird. He's due $17 million, and they were, saying that it's.
But if I'm the Ravens and I can make it happen, go for it. Like, it's about winning a Super Bowl. It's not about a 4-year plan, a 5-year plan. You have this dynamic quarterback who's won 2 MVPs, almost 2 unanimous MVPs. You have this defense in place. You have John Harbaugh, a good coach. Like, you try to win now. You don't worry about what's going to happen 2 or 3 years from now. The ramifications. Kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
And they're about, to their credit, they're about on schedule for another title. Because, they won the 2000 Trent Dilfer, was it 2001-ish version with Trent Dilfer and that defense. Then they double back with the Joe Flacco era of it and get it done. The end of Ray Allen, they get another one there. So they're about on schedule, this is what we do. We come back in 10, 15 years, get another ring kind of thing. So they're on schedule. And absolutely, listen, you make it happen. If you got to pay some luxury taxes, if you got to figure it out, if I got to, give up a little bit more to get it, you make it happen because all Lamar Jackson needs is a little more confidence. And if he has a guy like Davante Adams, that's scary. And by the way, you're also playing defense. I can't let that man somehow land with Kansas City. And I know they're on the outside looking in, but
yeah,
I can't let that happen.
It seems like Kansas City's not in the running. Am I like, for whatever we financially, they're not in the running. Sure. But I understand what you're saying. The other
if
one,
he goes with certain other teams,
a player of that caliber, when he becomes available, you have to look into it. I think you're crazy if you don't give it a look.